Welcome to Etihad Airways. Founded in 2003, the flagship carrier of the United Arab Emirates once aimed to dominate the region and stand in a league of its own. But backed by heavy government subsidies, Etihad overshot itself and its ambitious investment plans failed miserably. Today, the airline is a shadow of what it aspired to be. Yet, Etihad still pushes to deliver an unmatched luxury experience in all travel classes. So what's it really like to fly with a former 5-star airline? Join me on this red-eye flight from Etihad's hub in Abu Dhabi all the way down to Bangkok as we find out if it's luxury redefined or simply a ghost of its past glory. Our journey starts at the Zayed International Airport, the second busiest airport in the United Arab Emirates, right after its flamboyant showing-off cousin, Dubai. Abu Dhabi serves as the hub for Etihad, with the airline still operating over 1,000 flights per week across 5 continents. One of those destinations is Bangkok with 3 daily flights. One in the morning, one in the afternoon and one in the evening, which we will take today. And when I say we, I actually mean my lovely wife, Pajaree, who is recording this trip report for us today and will take over from now.
No way, you do it.
Huh. So I guess you guys are stuck with me once again. I could go on and on about this airport, but I don't want to beat around the bush anymore because it's already time for boarding over at gate 35. The flight is on time, though Pajaree described the boarding process as chaotic, with gate staff appearing moderately unfriendly and condescending. For someone born in the land of smiles, many cultures can seem less warm by comparison, but that said, I get what she means. UAE hospitality can be top-notch, but some frontline service staff act like they are royalty addressing peasants. Having worked in customer service for years myself, I know how challenging customers can be, but certain standards should always be upheld. Thankfully, the cabin crew made up for it, welcoming every passenger with a smile, something many airlines sadly abandoned. To reach the economy class cabin, you have to walk through business class, which is a perk for us, as we get a glimpse into this parallel universe. Unfortunately, it's less ideal for business class passengers who paid 3 times the fare only to be smacked in the face by backpacks of the economy class travelers passing through. But anyway, welcome aboard this 11-year-old 777-300 delivered to Etihad in 2013. It still sports its original livery, and you can certainly see the cabin's age. However, it remains clean and, thankfully, lacks the refreshing odor of mold and sweaty feet often found on older aircraft. Due to the thicker backrests, there is slightly less space in this older Etihad 777 cabin compared to their newer models. Nevertheless, the seats remain comfortable and come equipped with a coat hook, a personal in-flight entertainment, and a large tray table that doesn't look particularly sturdy. We're also provided with a pillow, blanket and headphones for in-flight use only. Well, I guess you could just put it in your bag and take it with you, so it could also be used for out-flight use, but probably that's not the intention. So remember kids, no stealing. Leave that to the professionals like banks and governments. Alright, I'm getting cancelled. One feature I truly appreciate about Etihad's economy class seats are the fully adjustable headrests. It might seem like a tiny detail, but thanks to their smart design, they can make a big difference on long flights, especially overnight. And that, ladies and gentlemen, just proves once more that it's more about the technique than it is about size. In the seat in front of us, there's a large screen connected to the personal in-flight entertainment system. It can be operated by touch, though it certainly isn't the most responsive screen I've ever seen. Yep. Once more, wow. Yes. Jawohl. Oh, I'm getting aggressive just by looking at that. But yeah, we've got a nice Wi-Fi, even with a map, and go. Flight EY408 departs on time at around 11 p.m, ascending into the pitch-black sky over the Persian Gulf before turning southwest, flying over Oman and the south of Iran and Pakistan toward the Indian subcontinent. Once the seatbelt signs are off and the cabin lights come on, the beverage service begins. Etihad remains one of the true full-service carriers, offering a good selection of drinks and hot meals included in the fare. By the way, unlike some other airlines from the Middle East such as Kuwait Airways, Saudi or Air Arabia, Etihad also serves alcohol on board. The meal follows shortly after the drinks, featuring a rice dish accompanied by a salad and sweet dessert. Pajaree describes the meal as aroimak, and having flown with Etihad's economy class several times myself, I also recall the food being consistently good. A bit less appealing is the restroom, which certainly could use a quick wipe down. Overall, it's not too bad. The lavatory seems larger than average, fully functional and equipped with everything needed for a longer visit. Also, despite its age, it isn't excessively worn. However, the overflowing rubbish bin, along with paper and water scattered around, does detract from the peaceful experience of baking a steamy loaf. Back in the cabin, the lights are already dimmed and the annoying babies have stopped crying. Seriously, why not just put the children in the cargo hold and the pets in the cabin? But let's take the opportunity to get some sleep and maybe dream of your unbelievably handsome husband. Good morning from somewhere over the rainbow. The sun has risen, but I guess you can see that with your own eyes. Coffee is being served, making it a great moment to check what the in-flight Wi-Fi is up to. The chat package is available for just $3 or $2.99 to be exact, which is quite inexpensive compared to the exorbitant fees some other airlines charge. As the name suggests, the chat package offers extremely slow speeds, suitable for basic messaging and not for calls or downloading images. But if you are a 12-year-old TikTok addict that can't go without better connectivity for a few hours by any chance, there's a $10 surf package available for your dopamine junkie brain. By the way, Wi-Fi is only available on Etihad's 777 and 787 fleets, not on the A320 family. But to be honest, it's quite nice already that Etihad has equipped its older 777s with Wi-Fi. But now let's take a quick mid-flight review. The crew has been very friendly and the food is enjoyable with the flight remaining on schedule. On the downside, the cabin shows its age. The seats are a bit worn, the restroom needs to be cleaned, the Inflight Entertainment system is slower than this guy.
What number comes between 2 and 4, Beetlejuice?
25.
And the headphones only work on one side. I know this may sound like nitpicking, but considering that this flight costs nearly $800 per person one way, and that the airline positions itself as a luxury provider, there is some room for improvement. That said, compared to many other airlines, Etihad still delivers a solid experience overall, despite having been downgraded by Scamtrax from a 5 to 4-star airline. But we will see what surprises the rest of the flight holds. As the sky becomes cloudier and the air more humid, it's a sure sign we're coming closer to Thailand, leaving India behind and flying over the Andaman Sea and Myanmar towards Bangkok. Meanwhile, Pajaree strikes up a conversation with a Thai flight attendant and spends time watching series and gazing out the window. Unfortunately, no breakfast is offered, which is a bit disappointing. By comparison, Etihad's competitor Gulf Air provides both dinner and breakfast on its red-eye flight between Bangkok and Bahrain. Quicker than a cat avoiding a bath, we find ourselves on final approach into Bangkok Suvarnabhumi Airport, touching down on runway 19 left. I've never quite understood why some people clap after landing. To me, it just seems so stupid. I mean, do you clap when your taxi driver drops you off or after your doctor finishes a colonoscopy? But to each their own, I suppose. Welcome to Bangkok Suvarnabhumi Airport. Suvarnabhumi, meaning Golden Land in English, is the larger of Bangkok's two international airports. With over 50 million passengers per year, it ranks as one of Southeast Asia's busiest, second only to Singapore Changi. Alongside Etihad, BKK hosts 113 airlines offering direct flights to approximately 150 destinations around the globe. One of them is a new hybrid airline from Korea called Air Premium. Check out my Air Premium review here. Thank you so much for watching, and see you again next week for another trip report.